taking care of ourselves, cleaning up the shit around the house. Are
There's
we done?
definitely something about the areas you neglect. I feel really good, even though, just to be really transparent, my sexual activity level hasn't changed and there's nothing happening. And it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel like anything should be happening right now, is how it feels to me. But I am working in therapy to process some stuff that comes up for me a lot, not just about sex, but all kinds of stuff, with the intention of it clearing the path. And
Good.
I feel a lot more in integrity with my relationship with Grant that I'm doing that. And my relationship with myself, because it's easy for me to forget because I've been postmenopausal for however, I don't know where you're in it and then you're not in it anymore. I have no real libido.
Mm-hmm.
So it's as if you never got hungry, you wouldn't miss eating.
We've talked
Whatever
about
I
the
was going
libido thing, haven't we? Mine is very low, very low.
You've talked about that part. I
Mm-hmm.
may have talked about it. I don't really remember. And
I
Grant
could say,
has suggested getting on like exploring supplements. And the truth is that hasn't felt right to me and I haven't done it.
mhm.
I don't want to
Well,
take another supplement.
in terms of libido, I actually think it is important for us to articulate you can still have an active sex life, an intimate sex life, or an intimate relationship
Hmm.
without having high libido.
Yeah.
I used to feel guilty that I didn't have a high libido.
Hmm.
I would feel guilty. And all it is just, it takes me a while to get in the mood. And sometimes I'm not even in the mood. Sometimes I just have sex because I know it's important for Alex and I's relationship. Sometimes I just have an orgasm because I know I need it for release,
Hmm.
not because I'm sitting there. However,
Oh, gotcha.
recently in Hawaii, I was laying in bed and I got horny. But I'm wondering if pain is obviously it would be higher pain, lower libido. I've been in pain. I've been uncomfortable. I've had
Hmm.
that kidney stone. I've had a UTI. I have not felt like myself in a very long time.
Yeah.
And that, of course, that's going to affect your
Of
wanting
course.
to be
Yeah.
pleasured. And yet,
Yeah.
in the end of things, I probably should have been asking for more orgasms. So probably would have helped me regulate my pain.
Hmm. Oh, interesting.
Never thought about that until right now.
But your pain was in your vagina or that
That
region, so
yeah, that
I can
region.
totally get how that would not have seemed like a good idea.
And let's be honest, nobody wants to go down on anyone if they have bacteria in their area. That's
Yeah.
disgusting.
Well, unappealing.
UTIs. Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's just, yeah. Okay. But yes.
There's other options, of course, but
Hmm.
I think that if when that's a regular part of your interactions, then yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I could have had more manual stimulation
yeah.
because I did look up if orgasms change the pH of your vagina, and they do. At least some research supports it.
Oh,
I read a couple of articles that said yes, it can.
okay.
It does not always. It can change the pH
Hmm.
of your whole pH. I was looking at is my pH off, and is that why I'm getting UTIs? And so I
Gotcha.
was just curious about benefits of orgasm.
I want to add a benefit of orgasm. I think it was from the vagina reading that you gave me that not interacting sexually with myself, with Grant or not with Grant, is not bringing energy into my body in that area. And there could be a cost for that because
Oh.
everything is connected. Actually, I think my friend did this reading for me.
Yeah, I don't think I gave that to you,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
wow.
No, I'm picturing her describing this to me and I'm getting some confirmation chills on this. Ooh,
Mm,
yikes. Intense ones, actually. Oh, around
like
my hips,
don't
which is a
neglect
strange place to have
me.
them. Sorry, vagina. I
Maybe
know.
this is your vagina saying this was all coming around to I was going to have you guys talk about this because I need some energy
Mm.
down here. I need some love.
Yeah, I have been trying to verbally acknowledge my body more, but I've
Hmm.
not really been interacting with my vagina. And it has occurred to me recently there could be a turnaround coming soon. I don't know why that occurred to me, but it was a really, sorry, this is a weird word, but this is what I'm getting, a tickling thought. Like the idea of, oh, wow, that would be very cool
Yeah, and healthy.
and healthy and so great for my relationship with Grant because the few times recently that we were intimate to whatever level we were intimate,
Hmm.
there really is a like a vibe to your relationship. It
Hmm.
really makes a difference. And
Hmm.
as somebody who, I don't know, felt very used by men for sex,
Hmm.
and it was as much my doing most of the time as it was for all of that. I
Yeah.
treated my sexuality, this is what my conclusion, I've treated my vagina and or my sexuality like a good bag of weed. Hey, you want some? Hey, you want some? Hey, I'll share. You want some? That was my emotional attachment to myself and to sexual interactions with other people.
Yeah.
That's just, it is what it is.
And that's a good analogy.
It's pretty clear.
Yeah. And sometimes I want you to pay for my weed. Yeah. Sometimes
Okay.
you don't just want to give it
Other
away.
chapter, but yes.
Uh, so okay. The shoot, you got me all excited about that. Hold on, there was something I was going to mention. What were you saying right before that? Oh, the energy of the coupledom. I saw an Instagram post of a guy who said, I started rubbing my wife's feet for 10 minutes a day.
Ooh.
Every day, I rub her feet for 10 minutes. And he said the impact on everything in our relationship
Hmm.
was profound. He
Wow.
said, because what I started doing is I cared about what she cared about, what made her feel good, and it wasn't sexual.
Oh, I love that.
So I took that in and thought, what do I know Alex loves
Hmm.
that I don't do? He loves little kisses like all over his back. He just he just loves little kisses. And I'm all, get off, stop. You're just annoying me. Right. But he loves it. And so in Hawaii, we were there for Teal. I don't know if I told you that. We were there for Teal to do some surfing, but then we did private tutoring for 2 weeks for her, just educational, which was amazing. Expensive, but amazing. I was sitting there and laying there in bed when you just lightly touch someone and you
Hmm.
run your fingers down their back or up their back or around. And I just did that. I did it for 5 minutes.
Hmm.
And you could just feel
Hmm.
him, just feel loved. He felt
Wow.
loved. And it wasn't sexual. It was intimate, but it wasn't intended to get him all riled up. I had no intention other than having him feel like I cared for him.
Hmm.
Not even that I loved him. I wanted him to know that I cared about him. And that is something that we can all really do. And it does take a little selflessness to say, maybe I'm not getting it from my partner,
Hmm.
but I gave it to him and I felt good giving that to him.
Yeah.
And there have been positive outcomes. He's been rubbing my back more. I He told me the other day, because I wake up in pain a lot. And
Hmm.
I rolled over on and he said, roll over. I'm gonna rub your back. What you were saying with the chiropractor, I don't know how many knots I have until he starts. I'm like, oh, God, God, I was stop. That's me
Wow.
in my back. It's really pleasant.
Oh,
But
wow.
then I fall asleep, so it's great. It's these little things that you can just do to show someone that you care about them. I care about you.
No,
Just
I was being very dedicated, and I think I've mentioned this before about rubbing Grant's feet every night. I've been off track about that, although I still do it at times, but we had not like a disagreement, but our energy was off with each other.
mm,
And then he went to bed super early. He was still a little bit awake. And I just felt, you know what? And I just went over and I just started rubbing his back and then I rubbed his feet. And he's like a pussycat. He's like in heaven if he's being touched, not
yep.
just by anybody. The energy has to be right and there's a lot of details about it.
Mhm.
But it was very nice to help
Mm,
him because I know it helps him relax and it likely will help him sleep better to rub his feet.
yes.
Yeah, it's definitely an act of love, and it's nice to deliver that, isn't it?
I forgot you told me that. I completely
Yeah.
remember now.
Hmm.
It is, and it's easy.
Yeah.
It might not be physical touch. Some people,
Mm-hmm.
like Alec, he is extremely vocal with me about how beautiful I am, about how much he loves me, about
Aw.
how sexy I am, about he's very verbal. I don't really need that. He's all, when you're second, when I'm dead and gone and you have your second, I'm like, can you please stop? he jokes, and I'm like, it's not funny to joke about that stuff, but he'll
Yeah.
say, you're gonna regret it someday. You're gonna wish that your second husband was as complimentary of you. And I was like, you're right. Okay. Thank you for telling me that. I love you too, honey. But I need to be more vocal to him.
Oh.
And I'm not that person. I'm not the one that says, oh, you look really sexy. I don't
Hmm.
say those things. I might say, oh, you look really cute today. Not exactly hitting the mark, is it? But, or I'll say, like, I don't say, oh, your body is so beautiful and attractive to me. Is that connected because I have a low libido and he has a high libido? And so he sees my body and he's all, I don't know, but I need to be more verbal. He's a very sexy man. He's very sexy, very good looking man. Eh, I feel very lucky when I walk into a room with him. I'm all, yeah,
Hmm.
he's mine. Whoa. I caught that. I know. Total. He married down. I married up.
Whatever. Now, do you think he does and I hear you, and I can get how you don't really need that. It doesn't, you don't, it's almost like how some people might want a little like puffing up or reassurance, and you don't need that. But do you think that part of why he does that is because he thinks you need that, or because he wants that and he's trying to inspire that?
I think it's very genuine. So he's not doing it to get anything. I will say
Okay.
that. He's a very genuine person. He would not tell me something just to get something back. That wouldn't even cross his mind. But I do believe subconsciously, could be both, is there is that underlying need to hear how much I love him. And I can do better at that.
Okay.
By the way,
Yeah.
you're going to have to title this one miscellaneous fucking shit because we have been all over the place today.
And
Lots of miscellaneous shit. Enjoy.
and part of why Jen is saying this is because I struggle with titles and she comes up with these punchy things and I'm like, um,
There you go. That's what you're going to call that. Or F with a little asterisk something and then SH, whatever. Don't swear on
I
YouTube.
won't. I know.
But but you can make it intentional. But yeah,
Well,
miscellaneous fucking
but
shit.
look, we're back to this sense of integrity in certain
Hmm.
ways. We could put everything under that category, even doing what your partner, what we know our partner really benefits from, that really doesn't take much. Grant and I watch TV. We've been rewatching The Big Bang Theory for
Oh,
weeks.
I love that show.
I love it too. And
It's so
we've never watched the whole
cute.
series. I just
Oh,
love it. There's no
um,
violence. There's nothing about it
oh,
that's empath unfriendly.
yeah. You know which other one
And
is good? The
what?
Good Place.
Did I tell you about The Good Place?
No,
Maybe I
I
didn't.
watched that a
Oh,
long time. Oh, I love
that
The
is
Good Place. It's
that
another
is
feel good
I
and
have
spiritual.
rewatched that series 4 times. I've watched it 4 times. I just finished recently. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
I
I
could
want to
watch it all over
rewatch
again.
it. I want to rewatch it because there's so many hidden messages. I bet you missed so much until the end where you're all, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Back to, yeah. Big
Oh,
Bang. Holding, yeah. Watching TV
so
together.
anyway, so while that is like the perfect setup for rubbing somebody's feet or rubbing their back or cuddling
Or
or whatever it is,
hand.
holding their hand. Yeah.
I've been
Making them
trying
a
to
hot
hold his
drink.
hand more.
Hmm.
I've been trying to just reach over and hold his hand more.
Nice.
It's not hard.
But it's remembering to do that kind of thing. It's not taking for granted. We've got all the time in the world. What's the difference tonight? Making our time matter a little bit more.
And some people never sit down at night. There are
Mm.
couples who never sit down and watch a show together. There's some
Oh,
people that can't go to sleep without, I can name a million of these people. Okay, not a million, that was a stretch, who can't sit down until everything is cleaned up in the house. Very OCD.
oh,
Can't
that's
sit down
exhausting.
until all of the laundry is done, folded, and put away. Can't sit down until they've vacuumed. Can't everything. So I'm not that person.
Okay, now here is a full circle moment.
Yes, go
Are you
for it.
ready?
I'm ready.
I could be wrong, but I feel like what comes up around like integrity versus like avoidance is resisting being a busy effing machine. A busy machine. I can be a busy machine,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm not listening to my body. I'm not diversifying what I'm doing. You're describing somebody who get that. People do have literally like OCD or anxiety about things being undone. And I
Hmm.
get that. But the I can't relax like all the time or every day, or maybe somebody, maybe they sleep better because they got everything on their list done and everything is put away.
Hmm.
But there's underlying anxiety related to that's not, and I wouldn't see it as I just want that sense of completion and peace. But to that person with that level of anxiety, it would feel that way.
Hmm.
But I think that's part of the resistance is I don't want to be like everything I see that needs fixing or cleaning or doing. I don't want to feel like I need to be doing that all the time. And I think I turned that part of my brain off 2 years ago
Hmm.
when I started getting busier doing spiritual work and that kind of thing. I was like, screw it. I want to be more like Grant, who was very single focused. Don't even
Hmm.
ask him about cutting the cat's nails. He's, are we doing this or are we cutting the cat's nails?
Oh,
I
God.
hate that, but that's just how he works. He's
It's,
single
yeah.
focused and he's very intentionally gets up, he gets things done. But that creates this long list in my mind of things that need doing because I can't do that by myself. But maybe there's when we're talking about the flow and being in the flow,
Hmm.
maybe there's like time, like between X time and this time, or an hour a day or 10 minutes,
Hmm.
where you're like, whatever I see that needs doing, I'll do, but not holding yourself accountable to be a busy machine where everything that's incomplete. Now, and that's part of the drive, for me at least, in this 2 months of, I'm getting the word like recovery of my house,
Mm.
was that I let everything go. And that didn't work. I mean, it worked for a while. And then I just couldn't look anywhere and not feel bothered.
That's where I am.
So finding that sense of balance for yourself, because nobody needs to be a machine of that's exhausting.
Hmm.
And that's a sucky way to live because you owe, and that's, I think a lot of women are that way because we're just, I'm just have to face it tomorrow and I don't
Hmm.
want to. So let me just get it done.
Yeah.
Being more conscious about that would be great.
I saw social media was, I've been referencing social media a lot. It's weird. Where I was feeling bad about my house. It just I have a beautiful house. It's a lovely house to entertain in. Before we entertain, we pick up all the piles and throw it into our bedroom.
Oh gosh.
That's what we do. And then we've got more piles in the bedroom. But hey, the house looks great.
Mm,
Don't open any of my doors if you come over to my house. Outside of the bathroom door, that's it.
gotcha.
No joke. However, I saw this house of this woman who said, "Look, this is what a real house looks like." And she
Mm,
said, mismatched towels. She like showed a video of mismatched towels, drawers that aren't organized. And she just went through this stuff that was just made me realize there's a balance between getting it all done and then being gentle with yourself. And there's this balance. And it doesn't mean that every single time the towels don't match or every single time the dishes are in her kitchen was a complete disaster of dishes. I
mm,
don't like that. I like to have dishes clean, and that's something that I feel good about. So I
mm,
check that one off my box. Or bathrooms need to be clean.
mm,
Living rooms, cat hair all around. I just right, but I think there
yeah.
is this balance, and that all goes back to respecting yourself, being beautiful with yourself, being
Hmm.
consistently. What's the word that you were using though? Just being somewhat consistently vulnerable enough to know I'm going to do this and feel good about myself. And I'm also going to be vulnerable enough to say, I'm not going to do those things right now. I'm just not.
Yeah,
I think that's what you're saying is there's just that
absolutely.
time when you say,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And I might not do it until my husband does it.
Mm.
Most of us don't are nodding like when that's never going to fucking happen. I have actually tested Alex on that. I just wait. I just
Oh,
keep something there. I just wait and see if it bothers him enough that he'll actually do it.
does that ever happen?
Nope. Guess who it bothers? Me. So I'm only
You.
punishing myself. And then I don't recommend doing this, but I really don't recommend doing it because it just heightened my anxiety and it heightened my anxiety. And I was punishing myself because all I had to do was quickly, boop, it was the bat. I wanted to see how long it would take him to clean the bathroom.
Mm.
It didn't happen.
Do you
It just
guys
didn't.
normally share that as a,
No,
oh,
I always do the bathrooms. because I care most about bathrooms. So
And when you were saying about where you can put piles and where you can't, what you can tolerate and what you can't, everybody's got their list. So you have your priorities and everything else is whatever. When we have company over, I'll move it. Someday when I really get a bug up my butt, I'll do this or I'll reorganize that. Or maybe you need to have somebody come and help you,
oh
like
no.
go through things and just donate whatever you don't really need. It's very liberating to get rid of stuff.
All right, we have to end this recording, but I two quick things. I have 7 bags of toys in my car right now. I took it to the hospice and they told me
Hmm.
we don't take toys. So I still
Hospice.
have
Huh.
7 at the hospice donation center.
Oh, oh.
And so I now have to drive to Reno to get rid of all, which is an hour away. People are like, that
Oh,
doesn't mean anything. So I was trying to do a good thing, especially before Christmas and getting
yeah.
all those toys out so that, and they're not mechanical toys. There's no malfunction. It's kid toy. It's whatever. So that was one thing, right? Where you can
Mm.
have these great intentions and get rid of stuff, but guess what? It's still in the back of my car. Been there for 3 weeks now. Okay. Uh, second thing, I had someone staying at my house while we were gone.
Hmm.
Talk about organizing things. I came back and I know that all of the clutter bothered her. I cleaned up the house, looked fine.
Yeah.
I have a part of my kitchen that just has vitamin bottles and a jar of pens and crap. It's like my junk drawer. I just don't have a junk drawer. So it's just the kind of the corner that just sits there.
Okay.
All of that was on a silver tray when I came back. So I guarantee she had put all of that on the silver tray and moved it somewhere that she couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And then instead of realizing that, oh, this woman's going to take this the wrong way, she just put the tray down and left. And I'm all, oh, she was so bothered by all this clutter. But it's a good reminder for me. Even just having it on a tray made it look prettier,
I bet.
truthfully.
Look, a
So
tray, a
I might keep the
basket.
tray.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might keep the
Why
tray.
not fancy up the piles?
Fancy up
Because
the
it's stuff you
piles.
need. Look, a jar of pens, vitamins, you need that stuff.
Exactly. I
So
can't, and I don't
nothing
have a
wrong
junk
with
drawer.
that.
I don't
Yeah.
have a drawer right there that I can be, where's the pen? All right, the pen. I'd have to open up it. It's a whole clusterfuck.
Yeah.
All right. I love you. I've
I
missed
love
you.
you. It's been a long time.
I
I hope you
have.
guys have missed us. We've missed each
Yeah.
other. We've missed
Yeah.
sharing something that comes through that feels like the right message for all of you. And yeah,
Mhm.
and we'll be back in the flow.
Yeah.
We both had stuff that was going on for a couple of months, and I was a
Mm,
total slacker about editing. It's good
that's
to be
fun.
back. And yeah, if you want to reach out to us, please do. We would really love to hear from you. If you have an idea for something you'd like us to chat about, it's vaginawhispering@gmail.com.
Mm.
We still haven't done anything on Facebook and Instagram, but follow us because at some point we will stop neglect. Oh no.
Oh, neglecting.
Uh-oh. I'm not ready for that yet,
Me either.
but someday I'm not promising a time. We're
We are
aware
aware.
of it. And
Yes.
we do care and we want to feel connected. We want you to feel connected to us. Yeah.
So if you want
Send
to
you all.
know, actually, if you care that if you'd like us to have an Instagram page, an active Instagram page, send us an email. See, they can peer pressure us into it. It's
Oh
perfect.
no.
No, it's good. Send us an email if you care. They might not even care. There are so many things
That's
on
true.
Instagram. There are so many things on Facebook.
Yeah.
I can't find a post that I saw half a minute ago because
Yeah.
there's so many things that have come in that half a minute in 30 seconds that you're like, where
Oh,
was that post? Love you.
love you too.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.